Hello everybody, it's your friend Rick. It is January 26, 2017. Alright, the last time I spoke with you guys was a couple days ago about the Writ of Quo Warranto. By what authority? Okay? Now, it's just by what authority really means jurisdiction. One of the hardest things to do is to get a court, especially a court or any organization to do, is admit that they have no jurisdiction, because 9 times out of 10 they don't have jurisdiction, and they're relying on your ignorance, and they're relying on your lawyer, if you're paid for one, to bullshit you into talking you into the benefits of turning over your rights. And that's why it's very important that you do your research. Now, when I was learning all of this stuff, my plan was, all right, now, I am asking for a donation for my affidavits. All right, and it's not a big donation. A lot of you don't realize it, and I'm catching a lot of you trying to think that you're slick and asking me questions and picking my brain, and then like, all right, how much is it? And then when I tell you, I don't hear from you again. Like, you think I'm stupid, but like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not giving you everything, you know. You think I went through all of this hard work and that I'm not going to get a little bit of something? You know how this world works. If you have an ability to do something, you get paid for it. Like Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks. You think that he deserves all that money because he knows how to, shoot a basketball? He can't play defense. So he's getting paid a lot of money for doing half his job. Or a baseball player because they can hit a fastball. Remember when Michael Jordan tried to play baseball? Wasn't too good at it. When he was retired from basketball, but he was really suspended for gambling. There's always two stories, guys. So, if I have an ability to put something together where I can save you months, maybe years, of going back and forth with these people, isn't it not worth it? Or is it just that your mentality of, I'm not talking about everybody, obviously. I'm talking about a few of you who don't want to pay for anything, even your child support, right? I mean, the child support people, listen, even a broken clock is right twice a day, all right? I know a lot of you never paid your child support. Okay, and guys like me and guys who are legit, we get squeezed between the sides because the government figured out a way. You know what the government figured out? They're like, listen, fuck everybody's civil rights. We're just gonna take their money and let them figure it out. And if they finally figure it out, we'll give them their money back. You know how long that takes to do? I still haven't gotten my money back. I'm still fighting these people. They're just not taking the money from me anymore. Yeah, I got a small refund. But, they're still holding on to my $143,000 that they owe me. And all I'm doing right now, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm enjoying breathing the air. I'm enjoying waking up every morning and not have to fight somebody. I'm enjoying creating these affidavits to pass on to everybody. And all I got to do is just send it to you. And the Writ of Quo Warranto, what we're doing is we're asking these people, where did you get this authority? Now let's think about this authority that we're asking them. Remember, the best thing that you can do is learn the Constitution. It's not that hard. You got the Bill of Rights. All right? It's not that hard. They're all bound by this. There hasn't been a repeal of the Constitution yet. All right? that the hard thing to do is to get them to follow the Constitution. And I'll give you an example with me. I'm battling with my pension system because, remember, your jobs, or you ever notice that these income withholding orders show up to your job and, we got to send the money. And the banks get it. They freeze your money. And they're all complying. It's a conspiracy. They're all in on it. What they do is they have these conventions where these child support big shots show up and they sit down and they portray where we're all deadbeats. And remember, they'll paint a picture. They'll probably use some welfare kids as an example. They'll probably use some poor mother as an example because they weren't. Let me ask, here's the thing. If the kids are on welfare, aren't they being taken care of already by the state? Why do they need your money? You want to know why they need your money? Because by getting your money, they're able to get more money from the federal government. All right? So, anyway, let me get back to this. So, the Constitution, the Writ of Quo Warranto, what you're doing is you're saying, where did you get this unbelievable authority that you're allowed to create some fictitious look-alike court order that's not a court order? It's an administrative procedure. It's a court order. If you look it up in the glossary of terms of child support, common terms, a support order is created by an executive agency and enforced by the executive agency. Now, what's that word we're using? Executive. There's 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, judicial. See the finger I'm holding up? The judicial is the only one that can issue a court order, except the executive is pretending to be a court. They're holding these kangaroo court hearings. Look up kangaroo court. Look up the legal there is a legal definition for kangaroo court. And what it is it's these, by the letter of the law, it's a support hearing. Remember, you're going into a room and having these support hearings. Now, you know why you know that it's a sham? Because there's not 12 people sitting in the pew or sitting in the seats listening and examining evidence and giving a decision. You ever notice that you only get a trial by jury, like if you're going to go to prison for a long time, but everything else they're allowed to stay away from a trial by jury. You want to know why? Because it's very hard to get a conviction from 12 people. So where are you going to get a conviction of 12 people who probably hate the government, are the same people that get parking tickets, same people that get these tickets from these cameras, same people that got to pay taxes to the IRS, that they're going to say, oh, this governmental agency is honest, their accusations are true, and this guy or woman owes all this money in child support. I would take that any day of the week. I would go against a trial. A trial by jury. You know how hard it is to get convicted of it. That's why these like where I live, Queens County. I was a cop in Manhattan most of my career, and if I made a felony arrest in Manhattan, I was in grand jury all the time. I worked in Queens for a while, and I was working at the airport for a while. There was nothing going on there, but every once in a while, some knucklehead would have a gun going through the machine. I'd have to arrest them. Well, you know, in New York, being caught with a gun is a felony. So you're supposed to, as soon as it's a felony, you start waiting to get a subpoena within 5 days to go testify in grand jury. That's the way it's supposed to work. I would never get notified. You know why? Because Queens County, they always make deals. So what they do is they unlawfully throw the book at you. So they'll look to get the maximum amount of time, scare the shit out of you, and say, listen, if you don't take the plea, we're going to look for 15 years. All right? And everybody, you know, well, they offer you nothing. Or a class, or anger management. whatever. But they'll do anything that they can to stay out of that trial by jury, because it's a powerful thing. So, under the 7th Amendment, any controversy of $20 or more, you're supposed to have a trial by jury. So, it's impossible for it to be legal for them to create a judgment. A judgment's supposed to come from a jury. The jury's supposed to make the judgment. The jury's, like in these insurance cases, the jury's the one that decides what the damages are, not the judge. The judge, remember, I keep telling you, the judge is a referee. The judge is supposed to sit there and make sure each side is getting a fair amount of time to tell their side of the story, present their evidence, present their witnesses. That's it. But in today's society, these judges are given so much power, it's insane. It's out of control. So that's why, I was reading the woman I was telling you about, a nice woman. There was agreement. And another guy. And that's how I know it's true. Because it says in the sport order or agreement, see, they always try and get you to agree to it first. It said he waived his right to a trial. It was a he, it wasn't that woman. Excuse me. And why would they put that in there? You want to know why? Because you're entitled to it. You're entitled to a trial by jury. So, the next time you go there, you say, I demand a trial by jury. Oh, well, the judge might try and talk to you, shut you up. I demand a trial by jury. You're entitled to it. 7th Amendment. All you guys keep saying, 7th Amendment, I am entitled to a trial by jury. Now, the writ of Quo Warranto. Where did you get this authority to hold a hearing or a proceeding without a trial by jury, and whatever, and to order an agency to seize my money without having a trial by jury? Where did this come from? Where did you get this unbelievable power? It doesn't exist. That's why if you watch the video with me with the judge, he was trying to pull that bullshit with me, and I'm just like, sir, you're a nice guy, but I have to demand, I need a remedy today. I have to demand jurisdiction. And finally he gave me a stay. I was happy to get that. You gotta remember, I've been dealing with these people for years. The one idiot that I deal with, this Sue Deep car, she just ignores me or gets up and walks out. All right? And I know what the remedy is for her. It's to do a citizen's arrest, but I told you that's like a crazy move because, I don't want to sit in a jail cell. But listen, if I was completely broke and I can't feed my family, it might be worth it. This morning I finished the interrogatories. All right? Interrogatories are questions that they must answer. It's called disclosure and discovery. All right? You have a right to ask the child support agency their opinions of the law, because their opinions affect you. So what if they see the Constitution? The Constitution, that's still around? That's a good question. Is it still around? Because they don't seem to follow it. That is a very good question. And I asked it. I asked, has the Constitution been repealed? Meaning like suspended. It's a good question. So if you know how to craft these questions, you could box them in. So the interrogatory, the writ of Quo Warranto, the validation of debt, and the dismissal. It's 4 documents. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 documents. And what you're doing is you're boxing them in. You're giving them nowhere to go. And maybe they might just give up. Maybe. But if they don't, you could always go to federal court. I'm running out of time. I'll continue this.